Hello class, good morning once again. Today we are going to start new modules called version controller. I'm Trainier NIWILSON, where I can teach you the module called version controller. This module will learn the three learning outcome. We will start for the learning outcome 1 by the setup repository. Let's start for the some of definition we used for this module. Let's start for the version controller. The version controller is the practice of tracking and managing change to the software codes, where if we do the sum of the application and the any software, we need to have the review what you have do in the last time. By the system software tools that help software teams to manage the changes to the source code over the time. Another definition we're going to see is the uh, some of the Git, where Git is the one of the software we will need for these modules, or Git is the free and open source developed version control system designed to handle everything from the small to every large project with the speed and efficiency. And what you need to remember for this Git is the application software that we will need when you perform the version controller. And some of Git is the DevOps tools. Is the one of the GitHub tools that used for the source code management, and it is the free and open source version controller system used to handle small, very large project efficiency. Here we have the somewhat scenario before Git. Developers used to submit their codes to the central server without having the copy of their own. Any change made to the source code were not unknown to the other developers. There was no communication between any of the developers with others. So Git have the handles these issues. As you see for these diagrams, we have the business organization, we have the developer 1, developer 2, developer 3, and central server. For how this images shows how can the developers can communicate. Let's start for have the sum of code from developer 1 can be communicated to the developer 2, where can joins for the central server. Now let's look at the scenario after Git. Every developers have anti copy of their code in their local system. Any change made to the source code can be tracked by others. There is the regular communication between the developers. That you have the another images can show the how communication between the three developers. You have the developer 1, developer 2, and developer 3 that for have the communication can fetch or commit and upload and put their codes. Now let's go to the some of the features of Git. The some of the features of Git we have to track history. For using Git, we can get the history, what you have do the another times, and you have the another features, the free and open source. Means that you can download the Git and use Git for free, no cost of price. Another features of Git is the supports non-linear development. In every development, you can use the Git. Another features is the create backups. For example, we can store the sum of the what you have do the last time by using Git. The another features of Git is the scalable, where you can means that the support collaboration is one developers can communicate with others, and the another features is the branching is easily, as we see in the diagrams we have seen. For these features, have the sum of feature of Git. As you see, you have the three developers can easily to communicate with the to the server, Git servers. Another key terms we are going to see is the what we call a GitHub, where GitHub is the code hosting platform for the collaboration and the version controller. For a GitHub, where code we do in any programmings like C++, like JavaScript, we can host our codes. For you can use this hosting platform called GitHubs. GitHub lets others work together on project. At the high level, GitHub can say it has the website or cloud-based services that can help developers to store and manage their codes. Uh, Another topics and another keywords we will need for the version controller is the terminal, where terminal is the text-based interface that exists in every operating system as program and issue integrated in coding programs as well as. Git is some of example of terminal we have is we have the CMD, PowerShells, etc. that can be used in our computers for the light commands. As you saw, sometimes terminal can called command line, console, or command prompts, where is the text-based interface that allows user to interact with their computer's operating system or software by typing commands. Have the sum of how can the with your best friends but let access internal CPU, other networks and work. In the code, it is used for the installing specific packages, update and exports, code testing, error displays. Here we have the sum of example of the terminals. This is the git bash terminal where you can run the commands of the git. Another can see is the types of version controller. Have the local version controller system, centralized version controller system, and the distributed version controller system. Let's stop here. Next time we will discuss another topics called the how these types can be works. We will see how to start for local version controller system, centralized version control system, and the distributed version control system. Thank you.